How did two powerful nations become bitter enemies? This rivalry spans decades and could reshape the Middle East.
In 1951, Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh nationalized Iran's oil. In 1953, a CIA
1979. Students then seized the U.S. Embassy.
supported Iraq in the 1980s, worsening ties with Tehran. Iran then backed regional groups, prompting more U.S. sanctions and military presence. The international community has long been concerned about Iran's nuclear program. A 2015 deal aimed
In January 2020, a U.S. drone strike in Iraq killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani with full fuel attacks.
In 2025, U.S. strikes hit Iran's nuclear sites. These actions were part of Escalated News on nuclear program.
The Strait of Hormuz is a critical choke point for global oil. Iran-US tensions threaten this vital supply. This conflict isn't just missiles and soldiers. It's also cyber attacks, drones, and proxy militias across the Middle East. This conflict isn't just missiles and soldiers. It's also cyber attacks, drones, and proxy militias across the Middle East.
War between Iran and the US would shock global oil prices and destabilize the Middle East.
This isn't just about politics or nuclear weapons. It's about decades of mistrust, ideology, and power in the larger war.
What if the Middle East is standing on the edge of a massive war? Over the past few weeks, tensions between the United States and Iran have exploded into one of the most dangerous military confrontations in decades. Airstrikes, missile attacks, drone warfare, and global fears of a wider war. The conflict escalated dramatically after coordinated military operations involving the United States and its allies targeted strategic sites in Iran, triggering retaliatory attacks across the Middle East. Oil prices are rising. Military bases are under attack. Airspace across the region is disrupted. So what exactly is happening between the United States and Iran right now? How did the situation escalate so quickly? And could this conflict spiral into a full-scale regional war? 16/3, 12/15 iPhone 13 Pro. In today's video, we break down the latest news, key battles, and global impact of the growing U.S.-Iran conflict. 16/3, 12/15 iPhone 13 Pro. The current escalation began in late February 2026, when coordinated strikes targeted multiple Iranian military and strategic sites. This operation, reported as a joint action involving the United States and Israel, was designed to weaken Iran's military capabilities and prevent future threats in the region. And the Middle East once again became one of the most dangerous flashpoints on Earth. 16/3, 12/16 iPhone 13 Pro. Iran responded to the attacks with a wave of missile and drone strikes targeting American and allied positions. One major retaliation occurred in Bahrain, home to the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet. Iranian missiles struck areas in the capital city of Manamah, including districts near U.S. military facilities. 16/3, 12/16 iPhone 13 Pro reports indicate that buildings were damaged and multiple people were injured in the attacks. At the same time, Iranian forces also targeted military facilities in Kuwait, launching a large number of ballistic missiles and drones at American and allied bases. 16/3, 12/16 iPhone 13 Pro. Several projectiles were intercepted by air defense systems, but the attacks still caused injuries and damage. These strikes signaled Iran's determination to respond directly to military actions against it. But the retaliation did not stop there. Karg Island is extremely important for Iran. Nearly 90% of Iran's oil exports pass through this island, making it one of the most valuable economic assets in the country. During the attack, U.S. forces reportedly targeted more than 90 Iranian military sites, including missile storage facilities and naval mine depots. According to U.S. officials, the goal was to destroy military assets believed to be threatening international shipping routes. The strikes caused massive explosions across the island. However, oil infrastructure itself was deliberately avoided during the attack. Despite this, the strike sent shockwaves through global markets. Oil prices immediately surged as fears grew that the conflict could disrupt global energy supplies. Another critical flashpoint in the conflict is the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway connects the Persian Gulf to the global ocean.
I thank
It
you
is
for
one of the
meeting
most
with me
important
today.
shipping
The
routes in
pleasure
the
is mine.
world.
We have much to
Around
discuss.
20%
Indeed.
of the world's oil supply passes through this strait every day. Iran has repeatedly threatened to disrupt shipping in the area. Military tensions around the strait have increased dramatically as both sides deploy warships, drones, and surveillance aircraft. Any major disruption here could send global oil prices skyrocketing and trigger a major economic crisis. In fact, markets have already reacted. Oil prices have climbed sharply as investors fear that the conflict could escalate further. Energy markets around the world are closely watching every move in the region.